It's time once again for That Business Show with Jamie Meloni on 1250 Wins WHNZ, where business becomes show business. Jamie is a leading Tampa Bay real estate agent and featured on the Wall Street Journal's list of top 100 real estate agents in the nation. Jamie invites you to list your home with him today and learn more at tampabayradio.com. Now, live in studio and promoting the entrepreneurial spirit that drives the American economy, your host, Jamie Meloni.
Hey, good morning, everybody, and welcome to hour number 2 of That Business Show. Now with Jamie and Kelly, where business becomes show business. Kelly Wilson, founder of the Edge Business Community and also Edge Business Magazine, and also former host of the radio show Getting the Edge, in studio with me, and now a core part of the program. So, Kelly, welcome to the program today.
Good morning. Happy Friday.
And so how was your evening? I know you're preparing for grandchild number 2.
Oh, no, you didn't.
I told you I was going to talk about it. You got to talk about this. This is a proud moment in the development of your family. Kelly looks very young, by the way, but she is actually a grandmother.
Okay. Yes, I am. That's what happens when you have a child at 18.
Well, you have been very successful, though, nonetheless. So,
I think that was part of my mission. My family, when I was pregnant, very young, said, "You realize you're going to be on welfare the rest of your life."
Oh, that's a terrible thing to say to somebody.
That was their comment.
That's
but
a terrible thing to say to somebody.
That was their comment at 17. Had it when I was 18, but that was their comment. I think my whole life I've been on a mission.
Would you say that was one of the defining moments in your life that you said, you know what, had they not said that to you, maybe you wouldn't have been as motivated to start stuff? Because I know there's things that people have said to me or things that have been put in my way, that kind of motivated me, those key moments, that inspire you to be something
Absolutely.
more.
That is definitely one of those moments in my life that I think changed my path. And I do not like to be told that I cannot do something or, somebody's going to try to define who I am, but I do not.
Who said that to you? Was that your mother said
and
that?
her sisters.
Whether you would be on welfare the rest of
that was their comment. And so I made sure that did not happen. And I have been on a mission since.
But so grandchild number 2, not quite here just yet,
not quite
right?
here. Yeah, on his way. It's a boy. They have a daughter that is 4, Kylie, and Zach Jr. Zach Jr. is on his way. So looking forward to it. They're young parents as well. Actually, he's 26.
So she's currently in labor, so it could be at any moment that you get the call for a grandchild number 2.
Yeah,
then?
Hopefully at some point today we'll have a new addition
Were you up late
to the
last
family.
night waiting or no?
Yeah, not too late.
Kelly's still adjusting to this morning routine as well. She's used to staying up till 2 or 3 o'clock in the night, and then now she's got to come in here every morning at 7. You got an hour break, though, today.
I was almost late.
You're almost late.
I thought, how can that happen?
She gets a break on Friday because Julianne Nichols does Focus Fridays with us on Fridays, so she gets to come in here at 8 o'clock. So you got an extra hour of sleep. You should be doing good.
Yeah, and I almost didn't make it. Okay, so here's my great news for this morning.
All right.
And I figure I'll say this so that you'll hold me accountable and keep on me. But I have been a smoker for many, 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 many years. And so last night I put the patch on. Once again, I've done this before. And, it's not fun to sleep with a patch on. I don't know if anyone has dealt with trying to quit smoking and you deal with these nicotine patches, but you have the oddest dreams. And I literally was up all night. I couldn't even sleep. I don't know. It's like a rush of nicotine, perhaps.
Well, tell us about these odd dreams. I want to hear about this. What happened?
Usually it's a journey, because I've gone through this before. This time is going to be it, though. But normally it's like a journey. Literally, you go to sleep and you're climbing mountains, and you're in Alaska and doing some wild things that maybe I wouldn't normally do. But anyway, the thing came off. And I had to go back through this whole process. Anyway, but this is day 1 of no smoking we're going to try. So you can ask me daily, and I'll know that you're going to ask me, and then maybe that'll help hold me accountable, and I'll quit this time.
Well,
so
hopefully
we're going to do
quit.
this.
I quit 8 years ago myself. The key for me to quit was drinking water. Somebody had told me that when I had quit the first time, and I struggled with smoking. I wouldn't say I struggled. I smoked in my early 20s just because it was something to do. I never really felt addicted to cigarettes, and so when I decided to quit, when I decided to, I'm addicted to Diet Coke.
Okay, well, how about my Coke Zero and my coffee?
Yeah, I'm addicted to that
dose
stuff.
of caffeine.
Cigarettes, though, I never felt a craving for those. It was just the community that I was in, the fraternity environment, the bar environment. But when I decided to quit smoking, somebody said, drink lots of water, because cigarettes and water do not go together. And it did. If you're drinking sodas and teas and beer, you want to have a cigarette with those types of things. Drink lots of water. So I switched 100% to water, and the craving for cigarettes, which I didn't have a high craving for to begin with, but it went away, and it really made the process go a lot quicker.
Well, I'm hopeful not only will will I quit smoking, but I'll adapt some healthier habits, perhaps water being one of them, letting go of either the Coke Zero or the coffee. And
yeah, you need to cut back on that sugar too. This lady over here puts 20 things of sugar in her coffee.
I only put 13.
You're
Well, it
gonna
depends where I'm at.
You're going to start getting charged for those sugars over at the Center Club. They have to bring you like a whole case every time you come into the
It's not a case, it's a bowl.
whole thing. She puts them all in there. It's like, you know, my mom carries sugar with her in her purse. You need to become that lady that has sugar
My
in her
mother
purse.
did the same thing. I don't know if I want to turn into that woman or not. I was in the kitchen in the studio here, and I used the rest of the sugar. I had to find somebody to get me more sugar.
Yeah, you're going to drain the restaurants there. So, yeah, definitely want to start carrying sugar with you.
Don't I want to use the restaurants or the facilities of where I'm at? That's part of being out, right?
You're going to run them out of business over there as much sugar as you're
Their
putting
cost might go up,
It's
right?
almost like you want coffee with that sugar. It's crazy how much sugar you're putting into that thing. So, but
Well, it's good. It's good. I highly recommend it.
our guest for the hour is Law Smith, returning to the program. He's also joined alongside Katie Wyatt, and Law is also a headlining comedian. So we'll be talking about his business, Tokabaga Consulting, and also comedy as well. So Law and Katie, welcome to the program today.
Welcome.
Hi, welcome.
So, Law, let's start with you because you are a new father yourself. Just gave birth to a new child. Tell us about this.
Well, I didn't give birth, so that would
Good to know.
that would be weird. That would be like that movie Junior with Arnold Schwarzenegger back in the '90s. Yeah, I had no friends growing up. So, but the thing, I'll relate it to business, and so having the kid is a lot of your listeners, and I know a lot of your kind of your network out here in Tampa. It's a lot of one-man shows or small businesses that you talk to. So I feel like I'm having conversations a lot of the time with small business owners that are trying to deal with having a kid and juggling
Balance.
the 17 hats you already have as an owner. So that's where I'm at. I'm in that weird Fight Club zone where I'm not really awake and I'm not really asleep. You know, the
And
beginning of the movie where
You're still trying to figure it out.
this could be a dream. I don't know.
And you're already a busy man to begin with. You're an entrepreneur. You have your consulting and marketing company, and you're also on the road. And your wife too, as a traveling comedian. Are you all going to be able to continue your lives as comedians with the new child in the picture?
Yeah, it may be a thing where, you know, she just got her first TV credit. She was 9 months pregnant and went on this show called Laughs. It's on Fox, syndicated. And we went out to Dallas to shoot it. She was 9 months pregnant. And right before she went on, they're like, oh, by the way, about 3 million people watch this show. And we're like, oh, what? And so
That won't make you nervous, right?
That's not something you really want to hear right before you go on. And so I felt bad for her when the producer tells her that 20 minutes before they start the show.
But she looks so cute.
Well, she obviously did really well.
She did well, and it's on Hulu right now if you want to check it out.
Has the episode aired already on Fox? The
Yeah,
show?
so it's a syndicated show, so
Okay.
it'll be like in different markets at different times on Fox on like a Saturday or a Sunday, mostly big markets. But I think it starts to dissipate out into the flyover states.
And that's how you all
as it
met
goes.
too. You were a working comedian. You met her at a club, and that's how the romance started, right? You're both working comedians.
Yeah, we met doing like open mics around Tampa, and she would see me bring floozies with me to shows and stuff, and thought I was a man whore, and so have your finger on the cough button because I don't know if I'll say anything inappropriate.
Don't worry, we're on a delay.
Okay, that works. But yeah, we met doing that, and it was kind of like we had already dated. Stand-up's so vulnerable, and when you're doing a lot of you're trying a lot of bits out, you see a lot of psyche of people, especially if you see them all the time. So our first date wasn't really our first date. It was, you know, we already knew each other kind of better than a lot of my close friends, you know, because you're talking about stuff you would never really talk
I
about.
mean, y'all got to have a great relationship though, because I always think if you can laugh, you can have fun with anybody. And if for people that are just so serious and stressed out, it stresses the relationship. How is your relationship, you know, with two comedians together? I imagine you're always just in there just cracking jokes, or are y'all fighting like a normal
everybody
couple?
thinks that.
No?
It's very very mundane. I wish I had a better answer, a better stock answer for that, but it's like you're any normal couple. We're just our fights. If we're in an argument with each other, it's a little bit more cutting.
Right.
So
Yeah, more clever.
yeah, so it's it's a lot of it.
Do y'all take it out on each other on stage, or are you part of her material and she part of your material too when you're on stage?
Yeah, but it's not heavy on both. I kind of focus a lot on like if I have any kind of I get mad about inefficiency or just the minutia of things and why air mattresses are the way they are. You know,
what's wrong with air mattresses?
Well, why? Like, have you? No. How much time do we have? Like.
Are you going to go off about air mattresses now?
I could do 20 on it.
You got a 20-minute bit on air mattresses?
Yeah, because it's like, well, all right, no one's ever had a good night's sleep on an air mattress ever.
I had the Sleep Number bed for many a years.
You are a liar.
No, I did.
Yeah, well, why don't you have another one?
Well, a dog poked a hole in the bed.
Okay, there you go. There's a flaw in the design right there. We got the Sleep Number. It's horrible. It's the most expensive air mattress of all time. You're like, oh, this will be great for my back. And all it is air mat. It's a fancy air mattress. It's the brunch of air mattresses. Yeah. It's terrible.
I used the Sleep Number bed. I would jack up both sides of the thing. So I had the 2-chamber thing, and I would kind of sleep in the little groove right between them. And that's how I used it.
Why pay so much?
You
paid for a taco. Like that's all you did. So the air mattress. It's because I've been on the road forever, for like a decade, and doing shows. And because my comedy career is red hot, I spend the night at my friends' houses all over the country. And so...
do they have air mattresses?
Yeah, it's always like, oh, yeah, we've got this thing in a sack underneath like the Christmas ornaments and stuff. So you get that out, and then you feel bad because you're waking someone else up in the place. And they always have the old one. I feel like there's always like a pull chain air mattress.
That's better than the pull-out couch with the bar in the back of your back, in the middle of the night.
Yeah, but when when your goal is to be better than a futon, like that shouldn't be your life's motto. I mean, I want to be better than the futon of life, basically. So. I don't know. I've always woken up on an air mattress. I'm on the ground, half on the ground.
Deflated?
Yeah.
That's the worst is when they do deflate in the middle of the night and you're kind of stuck in the hole, and it's not all the way out, but you're in this like groove inside of it. It makes for a challenge getting around.
I mean, I talk about who comes up with the air mattress. It had to be like a drunk dude in Tampa Bay or something like that. Like some drunk uncle with a powerboat that ran out of gas, and he's like, ugh.
Well, have you ever seen people use air mattresses like down the Rainbow River and stuff? They are good for that as
a raft.
Pool floats.
There you go. It serves as both your sleeping device and your raft when you're a whitewater rafting. There
Katie not only brings a lot of PR and marketing prowess to Tokabaga Consulting, but also redneck innovation.
Yes.
That's where we like to get MacGyver Cuddy on it, I guess. But I don't know. Air mattress. Now my head's spinning because I want to go in like 80 directions, and I don't want to.
Well, comedy is really hard to get into. I've heard many stories about potentially people trying to get into that world, and they just talk about how cutthroat it is and how tough it is.
I'll use all business terms to go through this. Low barrier to entry, but really tough because there's a lot of demand or there's a lot of supply on the comedian side. But so the demand of getting paid by the clubs isn't that much anymore.
Hold that point there. We're going to take a middle of the hour break. Law is going to be with us throughout the hour. Again, he is the founder of Tokabaga Consulting. Learn more at tokaworks.com. And he's also joined in studio with Katie White. And I'm also alongside Kelly Wilson, the new co-host on the program. You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie and Kelly, where business becomes show business. Teresa Turner is a certified public accountant and the founder of Tax Happens, a boutique-style CPA firm providing small businesses and individuals with hands-on, personalized tax and accounting services. Although we would love to tell you how happy their clients are, we would like you to see for yourself. Tax Happens has 21 Google reviews and a 4.8-star Google rating, 17 Yelp reviews, and a 5-star Yelp rating, 38 Facebook reviews, and a 4.9-star Facebook rating. What sets Tax Happens apart is number 1, upfront pricing, 2, clear deadlines, 3, personally available year-round, and number 4, a willingness to empower clients to do as much or as little as they desire. Visit taxhappens.com for more information.
Savvy business owners utilize technology to connect with customers, communicate among teams, and collaborate with partners. Even with advances in technology, you all know it's not infallible. Where do you turn when your technology starts working against you? Who do you depend on to keep your team productive? Don't wait until your technology fails you. Get ahead of the crisis and contact the professionals at Alpha Computing Solutions so they can show you how to keep your technology running smoothly. Visit them online at www.alphacomputing.com.
Did you know the biggest challenge business leaders face today is creating an engaged and productive workforce culture? Bill Meyer Ham Consulting wants to help you solve this challenge. They will help you transform your workforce culture to produce amazing business results. Call Bill Meyer Ham Consulting at 941-201-4650 today or visit BillMeyerHam.com. That's BillMeyerHam.com. Have a conversation. What's up, business rock stars? Are you ready to bring out the CEO in you? Join Julianne Nichols, CEO of Focus on You Strategy, every other Friday on That Business Show. She'll be talking with other chief entrepreneurial officers about how they grew their businesses. Remember, you could join the conversation at Focus on You Strategies Focus Fridays Facebook group at facebook.com/groups/Focus Fridays. That's facebook.com/groups/Focus Fridays. Be the CEO of you. How many times have you said to yourself, I wish there was an app for that? Stop wishing and start making the world better. Turn your brilliant idea into a profitable business by using Popcorn apps. Their affordable app design will help get your blue sky idea or proven business to the next level at a fraction of the cost of other developers. They will help you get through all the steps needed to make your thoughts become live. See them at popcornapps.com with a K in popcorn or call them at 727-415-6705 for your free consultation and pop your kernel of an idea into $1 million business and a world changer starting today.
I knew Mom wanted to stay at home. It's the center of her family, her life. But helping Mom stay in her home while managing mine was just too much. Honestly, it wasn't just about me. Mom didn't want me to be her caretaker. She wanted me to be her daughter. I felt so alone until I found out about Home Instead Senior Care. When we met the people at Home Instead, we just knew they were different. The experience was personal. And most importantly, for Mom and me, I get to be her daughter again.
Home Instead Senior Care. To us, it's personal.
Who doesn't have a smartphone these days? And of course, there's an app for everything. Well, almost everything. That's why the folks at Popcorn Apps started developing mobile applications. They saw people like you with genius ideas, unable to make those thoughts a reality. They develop applications for tens of thousands of dollars less than you'll find anywhere else, and will turn your idea into a reality in a matter of just a few months. Think you're not ready? Think again. They are your one-stop shop for mobile application development. See them at popcornapps.com with a K in popcorn or call them at 727-415-6705 for your free consultation and pop your kernel of an idea into $1 million business and a world changer starting today.
Crash in Town and Country on eastbound Hillsborough Avenue approaching Memorial Highway. This one in the right-hand lane. Expect delays there. Also delays on westbound I-4 from the Selma Connector over into downtown Tampa and northbound 275 off the Howard Franklin Bridge. And still some slow traffic on southbound 275 in South St. Pete from 54th Avenue South to the Skyway Toll Plaza due to an earlier crash. See traffic problems? Call the injury firm of Abrahamson Udrick. Hillsborough Traffic Tip Line 866-545-9595.
This report is brought to you by McDonald's. Sip into a great morning with McDonald's McCafe Coffee. McDonald's McCafe Coffee is made with sustainable sourced 100% Arabica beans and brewed hot and fresh just for you. Enjoy any size hot McCafe coffee for $1. Only at McDonald's for a limited time.
Today, partly cloudy and dry with a high 84. Tonight, a cold front moves in, but just a 10% rain chance, low 59. Tomorrow, sunny and breezy, high 78.
You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Meloni on 1250 Wins WHNZ. Missed a show? Then head over to TampaBayRadio.com, where all shows are available on demand. Once again, here's your host, Jamie Meloni.
And we're back to That Business Show with Jamie and Kelly, where business becomes show business. Talking to Law Smith, founder of Tokabaga Consulting. Learn more at tokaworks.com. And Law, you're sponsoring this pig jig thing. What's this?
So Tampa Pig Jig is an event to support Neff Cure Kidney International. So this was a barbecue competition that started with my buddies. One of our friends growing up here, Katie and I's friend, Will Wellman, grew up here in Tampa Bay and got nephrotic kidney disease. So about 6 years ago, we did a barbecue competition at my buddy's house where we just try to raise money kind of on a small scale locally with a bunch of small businesses sponsoring, and just did it between friends. And now it's evolved into this huge barbecue competition / music festival / family fun day in downtown Tampa in Curtis Hickson Park.
That's this weekend?
That's tomorrow, Saturday, from
Okay.
about, I think it's from 2 to 12, maybe 12 to
1 to 10:30 p.m.
Yep, there we go. Yeah. And so it's become a big community event. It's really cool that we've started it with the friends we grew up with in this area. So the whole board's mostly comprised of friends that are in connection with our buddy Will, who's kind of going out there doing a little advocacy for.
So what's going on? Is there like some bands playing? You're roasting pigs?
We got OAR. Yeah.
Who's OAR?
You don't remember OAR?
I've never heard of OAR.
From
unless you're using some
a
acronym.
crazy game of poker. That guy.
No, I still don't know
that song?
No.
All right. Think Dave Matthews era.
Okay.
When that was big, 90s,
Yeah.
early 2000s.
I just saw him a few months ago. He's out of the scene now.
You know OAR. Of a Revolution. They're kind of a jam bandish thing.
I probably know something
You
there.
definitely heard the song that he just tried to. It's not your fault.
He just ripped it
that you
apart,
did
though.
it.
That's all.
Anybody in the studio? Yes.
All right,
Yeah,
all
they
right. The
got it.
producers, though, yeah.
They got it.
Okay.
All right. I'm lacking on that song.
Maybe I don't know. Were you ever like in a Dave?
I'm not Dave Matthews, although I
Russ
did go
Gibson.
see
Always
him a
liked
few months
Dave
ago.
Matthews.
I'm a rocker. I'm a Metallica, GNR, Motley Crue
Yeah.
type of guy.
I went and saw Guns N' Roses. Did you go over there and see?
No, I wanted to
Yeah.
go see them. How was that, by
It
the
was-
way?
They sound amazing still.
Yeah, I definitely want to check them out. That was a highlight of this year when I heard that they were getting back together and stuff. But I definitely want to check them out. But that's a separate talking point there.
But if you're not an OAR person, they have the Weeks, which is a really great, really cool band. So we try to follow, I think, the Gasparilla Music Fest model, which is, hey, we're not going to be able to get the best, biggest bands, but we're going to be able to get good bands that you may never heard of, but you should check them out. I feel like that's what GMF really brings to the table.
so who else is going to be over there? You got OAR. Who other bands are going to be jamming?
A Thousand Horses, Born Ruffians, and the Weeks are the ones that are kind of the back ended on the schedule. So
And then the pig part of it is you all roasting pigs on sticks over there.
So there's a huge corporate sponsorship kind of barbecue competition. It's a big deal. Like it's they get there about
So the
4
corporations are competing?
Yeah, so it's a
Oh,
lot of small
cool.
businesses, and this is all sponsored. Our main sponsors are U.S. AmeriBank, which
Okay.
is kind of a local bank, and Reaper Construction, another local company. So they're heavily involved in this, and then the barbecue competitions involved into this. Like, it's become one of the best ones in the country now, and this is something that's like we've,
How many years is this now?
This is 6 year.
Sixth annual. Wow.
And
So-
this is Curtis Hickson Park tomorrow. Is there a cost to get into this thing? How's that work?
It's $30, but I'll let your listeners on a little promo. If they buy a ticket, if they go to tampapigjig.com, tampapigjig.com, /tickets, you can get a general admission ticket that's normally $30 for $25 if you put in the promo code OAR.
OAR, all right. I'm going to have to go listen to them, too. So, again, the Tampa Pig Jig, which is starting tomorrow at 1:30, you said? 1:30 to 10. And so so we got 2 bands. How many bands altogether, roughly?
There's probably one every hour.
So about
From-
7 or 8 or so
Yeah,
bands or so.
yeah.
Okay.
There's music going all day. We try to make it a bigger event.
That's a great time.
But family, for kids under 12, you can bring those in for free.
Okay.
And there's a mechanical bull. You wanna do that?
TampaPigJig.com.
Jamie wants that.
Use promo code OAR for $25 off of that. You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie and Kelly, where business becomes show business.
Hi, I'm Kelly Ham from Billmeyer Ham Consulting. Did you know that one of the biggest challenges that leaders face is getting their employees to be engaged, motivated, and producing amazing business results? At Billmeyer Ham Consulting, we'll help you transform your workforce culture from one that might be underperforming, maybe mediocre, to achieving amazing business results. You see, we realize that your workforce culture is equally as important as your business plan and your business strategy. The two must be aligned in order for you to reach your desired business and financial goals.
Carol,
Hey, Jim.
I've just got this plan that could really help with our process here.
Okay, why don't you just have a seat and let's go over it.
Let us help you transform your workforce culture by leveraging your most important assets, your people. I want to know what's going on in your organization. Let us help you transform your workforce culture. Let's have a conversation.
I feel guilty that I can't always be there when Mom feels stuck at home. She was always there for us. But now she can't get out, and I'm not always available to take her places. Someone else needs to help her get around. Then I learned about Home Instead. Now Mom can do what she enjoys because her personal caregiver is there, and I can just be a daughter again.
Are you struggling to care for your loved one? We can help. Home Instead Senior Care. To us, it's personal.
Shell Point. See traffic problems? Call the injury firm of Abrahamson, New York, Hillsborough Traffic Tip Line, 866-545-9595.
This report is brought to you by the Extragen Temporal Scanner Thermometer. No matter how busy you get, you want the best for your children, especially when they're not feeling well. The Extragen Temporal Scanner Thermometer takes your child's temperature quickly and accurately, so you can get back to what's important, helping them feel better. Pick one up at Walmart or other fine retailers.
1250 winds, weather center forecast, mix of sun and clouds today. 20% chance of a few showers popping up ahead of a front moving in. That'll make things cooler for the weekend. High today in the mid to lower 80s, low in the lower 60s. Again, that weekend, nice sunshine, nice breeze, upper 70s. Impact Radio, 1250 winds, WHNZ.
You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Meloni on 1250 Wins WHNZ. Missed a show? Then head over to TampaBayRadio.com, where all shows are available on demand. Once again, here's your host, Jamie Meloni.
And welcome back to That Business Show with Jamie and Kelly, where business becomes show business. A reminder of the Business Symposium on October 28th. Tickets available over at TampaBayRadio.com. And again, from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Hilton Hotel, 950 Lake Carillon Drive. Would love to see a lot of people over there. We are expecting 400 plus in attendance. So again, please register over at TampaBayRadio.com. Talking to Law Smith. He's the founder of Tokabaga Consulting and joined alongside Katie Wyatt here in studio. Learn more about his services over at tokaworks.com. And so, Law, let's talk a little bit more about what Tokabaga Consulting is. What is this?
So Tokabaga Consulting is a small, medium business consulting company. Now I'm talking about it like it's next.
So where did the name come from?
So the Indian tribe that was in the Tampa Bay areas, Tokabaga Indian tribe that was in Safety Harbor.
Oh, okay.
I'd always thought it was interesting that they named Tampa. So if you look at our logo, it's a campfire, but the Tampa means sticks of fire in the Tokabagan language of Calusa.
Okay.
So I always thought that was. I think I read that on a puzzle when I was like 9.
And it stuck with you.
It just stuck. Well, I love Tampa, so I wanted to have something related to here, but I talk about brand scalability when you come up with a brand name or a company name, and I didn't want to peg us just to Tampa Bay, the Tampa Bay region, because most of our consulting work is online. And Katie's a part of this and brings the offline part of it, the events and PR aspect to it.
Katie, talk to us about your role in Tokabaga Consulting.
Yeah, well, I'm kind of new to the operation, which is exciting.
But not new to law, though.
But not new to law.
Okay.
We've been friends for years.
All right.
I think our parents actually dated in high school.
Yeah.
So we've been friends
That's
for a long
cool.
time. But yeah, so I've come on board not only because they just had Trip the third, but because we really see this as an opportunity to be locals and help our friends grow their businesses and support their events like Pig Jig.
All right. And so is this a marketing company on top of consulting? Tell me a little bit about the services that are offered there.
What do you need done? What do you need done is basically kind of our motto. Our whole
What do you
thing,
need done in business?
What do you need help with? So literally, I know you don't really take callers, but I love when anybody just kind of tries to challenge me on because our friends, my friends mostly, the guy friends we grew up with, they'll try to challenge me. They're like, what makes you an expert on this? And I go, I'm not, but I'm going to help you flush out what you need done. And a lot of our job is being that personal trainer. So like, in a sense that we're just going to nudge you. Hey, you wanted to do this for your business? We're going to keep badgering you about it if you're a client of ours. And
make sure it gets done.
Yeah, a lot of our stuff is navigating the online waters. So our age group, we're 32. You're 32? Yeah. But we're kind of in that weird gap between, there's a huge tech gap educationally, right? So I get this thing where like a business will be like, well, we got a Facebook page, why do we need a website? And you're like, well, if Facebook changes their algorithm on how people view your business page without spending any ads, then you're not present. You may be just shooting posts into the wind.
Now, did this business derive from your time on the comedy trail, or were you involved in marketing before you're doing the stand-up circuits?
So I've always worked during the day and did stand-up at night. So basically, I've worked at a mutual fund company, which was one of my bosses just had the Nobel Prize for economics. I've worked for a small business, an air purifier company called Rabbit Air out of Pasadena. I've done stuff with franchise group, mostly with Sola Salon Studios, but I've always worked at night. So I've always had two things going simultaneously. Stand-up is the mindset, and that's kind of what I'm trying to teach a little bit of. I can't turn it off. Like I can't turn off, why are we doing this way?
Mm-hmm.
And just keep asking that. A lot of people just go, well, who cares?
Right.
And
I hate entrepreneur in you, inquisitive.
It's a similar thought. The difference between a lot of comics is a lot of comics don't get off the couch. You want to do stand up because you're funny, but you don't really want to do.
He
a
is
lot
a
of
unique
effort.
comedian because I used to do stand up comedy, and a lot of them were just, yeah, you're right, they do comedy. That's all they do. But you're the first comedian I know that's also like an entrepreneur and a separate business that you're running.
I did stand up like full time for a couple years, and it was miserable because I put too much pressure on. Like fart jokes to pay my bills, like bad air mattress jokes are gonna pay what I'm doing. So,
well, and now you're a father.
And so that's there's pressure there. But
right.
How long before you got off the open mic and actually got a paid gig from the first time that you stepped onto a comedy stage?
I
did open mic for about a year, 60 times on stage or so, but I never, got a paid gig out of anything.
But you were entrepreneurial in that too. You did that charity tour for breast cancer awareness. So even at a young age, he was seeing that he had to step up and create things, for himself, even in that role.
Yeah, well, again, there's so many comedians now, or people that call themselves comedians, and I see that on an industry level. Well, I was talking with my buddy the other day. I was like, there's probably 10,000 people in the country that would consider themselves a stand-up comedian. Okay, there's not that many clubs. There's not that many bookings. Yeah. So my thing was kind of always hedge your bets with this a little bit. Now we're messing with the idea, and we did a beta test on this of kind of mixing the two, where I can come in and teach people how to be a little bit funnier or hone how to be funny. I don't want to really be a comedy coach necessarily, because that's almost like a kiss of death almost, because that's like you start teaching comedy, you don't really do it anymore. So it's the PE coach thing. So
when you teach comedy, are you practically just writing the jokes for the person that you're instructing? Because some people just don't have that inside of them.
No,
how do you instruct somebody on comedy?
So here's the weird thing about laughter, like humor. Like everybody thinks they have a good sense of humor, right? It's like your music opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody thinks their music is the best opinion. So like same with trying to be funny. Like everybody. This is why it's hard to be a comic. When my friends like to go to parties and tell them I'm a stand-up because they know I hate it.
Because then they put you on the spot and say, "Hey, give us 5 minutes."
And then I always bomb, whatever it is. And so, my thing with them is like, there's different types of humor. Everybody's got a level of it, whether you have 1% or 90%.
You just help bring that out of them.
Right. And so we talked about that when we tried with the Tampa Bay Business Owners Group. Try to teach a little comedy, a little improv to help you with your business. And to me, like stand-up is like I'll be 20% more of myself on stage. You know, I'm not yawning. I'm not, looking at my shoes. I'm present in the moment, but it's kind of like don't get too far outside of myself, because then you're kind of living two personalities. But also like try to figure out what makes you clever, witty.
And business is always better with a little humor and personality involved.
Yeah.
Now, you mentioned how your friends would put you on the spot and you would always bomb, and I think that brings up a good point that you have to
always be ready.
Present something to an audience that's receptive of it. You go to a comedy club, people expect to laugh. At a party or something, nobody's expecting the comedian to go up there and make them laugh, so they're not really ready for that. And so I think that's a good point that you raise on even on a professional level. You got to present something to an audience that's receptive of what you're giving them.
Well, and people. The crowds are weird now because like they're educated more than ever about stand-up. I'm talking just comedy club audiences or bar show audiences. They know more than ever about comedy, but then I feel like it's pulling the other direction. The people who just don't know anything think it's still cool to heckle and like just talk, just talk loudly. Which to me is just rude.
Maybe there's just a lot of rude people out there.
It could be a singer-songwriter. It could be a poet, or it could be someone reading from their book. It'd be weird if you went to one of those things and just started talking pretty loudly at a table and not like, ooh, sorry,
And it's an art. It's an art form, and like you were mentioning earlier, you're putting yourself out there. You're standing up and saying things that are maybe uncomfortable to talk about. So it's very rude.
But does it bother you when you get on stage and even have an off night, or you just kind of shake it off and just a bad day at the office? I mean, how does that affect you personally, even when you have like an off night on the comedy stage?
You want to have a high on base percentage. So to bring a baseball stat into it, you don't want to shoot for an average of 300. You want to get on base about if you're hitting about 0.9.
Did the audiences get easier on you as you moved up? As you moved up in comedy, did they get easier on you versus being an open micer versus being a feature act versus a headliner? And my theory behind this is that audiences are usually tougher on open micers than they are on headliners. So what have you seen though?
Okay, so it's all about reps. Just like anything in business, just like anything in life, it's all about reps. I was scared S-less with our baby that's 6 weeks old today. But once I got reps on what to do with him, and seeing his circumcised wiener, the first time was terrible, and then I was like, okay, that's what it looks like. All right, I'm not gonna pass out. But but getting more reps in anything is gonna give you more confidence. The weird thing about stand-up is if you don't have enough reps.
By reps, you mean what?
Repetition.
Yeah, just getting
times
up.
on stage.
Yeah, like people don't understand for the last 10 years, not so much the last year of my life, but 10 years before that, I would be doing at least 250 mics or shows a year. And people were like, "What? I didn't know you were doing that." It's like, well, yeah, you want to be a potter. You better go in your garage and go make some pots. Like you got to keep doing a lot of reps.
That's with anything in life.
But did you get better responses at the headlining stage versus open mic? My theory behind this is that the audience puts a greater burden on somebody who's in an open mic, because they're not expecting them to be funny. The guys out there in the audience are telling their girlfriends, "Hey, I got better material than this guy. I should be up there," but they don't have the guts to actually get up there on stage.
People just criticize. They're more to They're quicker to criticize than they are to
headliner,
compliment.
So they've already given that person the credibility.
I don't know if people pay for the headliner, then there is a sort of demand like, hey, don't just mess around,
Maybe they take them a little more seriously as a
I
headliner?
don't know. That's just my theory. And he's obviously, been doing this for 10 plus years. So I'm just curious if you've seen that.
It's hard to generalize audiences too much. All I can say is the Friday late show is always the drunkest show. That's the only way.
So is that better for you or not?
No. Because it's harder. They can't pay attention.
It's a harder crowd.
I'm not like a real bombastic stand-up, so I can't. It's hard to keep a lot of people's attention if they're super wasted. So
you're pretty good at nipping those hecklers in the butt, though.
I like it.
Yeah.
You like that was the thing that always scared me at open mic because I just had my routine memorized. But when somebody hits me with something unexpected, I'm not quick like that, and that's what always scared me about comedy.
I've seen him go off script and put someone in their place.
Yeah, you got to be able to do that, even though it's not part of the act, as a lot of people don't understand. But you got to be able to handle that.
The problem is if there's someone behind me, it can ruin the show. So I can't. Because if you start talking to the crowd, there's a thing where a lot of headliners don't want you to do it because then it opens it up. People think they can have stand-up is a one-way conversation it's a one-way conversation masquerading as a two-way conversation. So it sounds like I'm talking to the audience. So the audience, when their inhibitions are down, they're gonna be like, oh, I'll answer whatever he's saying or I'll comment on it. Because now we live in a very commenting society too.
You don't want a response.
Sometimes it's like you're trying to set up to get to a point where there may be 45 seconds without a joke. Because sometimes I'll do stories and you need to build it up.
You're setting up for it.
Yeah, and I haven't honed the audience enough before that. Sometimes people do repetition. You'll notice comedians, the bigger ones, they'll have Ron White's a really good kind of example. One of my favorite comedians. He's every time he's about to take a sip, it's a punchline, and then when he does, it's a punchline. So, but it's like a Pavlov's dog thing where you're
waiting.
He's
for
training the audience.
Yep.
Yeah. No, I've definitely noticed that. Let me take a break here. Currently talking to Law Smith. He is the founder of Tokabaga Consulting, and he's also a headlining comedian, and also joined alongside Katie Wyatt. You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie and Kelly, where business becomes show business. At Vein 911, we will help you feel great again. Do you have restless legs, night leg cramps, or ankle swelling? Restless legs, cramping, swelling, and tired heavy legs are often symptoms of hidden vein disease. You do not have to have visible bulging veins to have the symptoms of vein disease. The vein care specialists at Vein 911 are uniquely qualified to evaluate and treat your veins. Are you unhappy with your previous vein treatment? Vein 911 succeeds where others fail. Call Vein 911 today at 855-VEIN-911. That's 855-834-6911 to book your free consultation. Vein 911. We will help you feel great again.
Are you in need of new flooring or ready to tackle that home remodeling project? Then contact Yeager & Company Incorporated, a family-owned, state-certified general contracting business with over 70 years of experience and the recipient of the Angie's List Super Service Award for the last 8 years in multiple categories. Yeager & Company comes to you with their shop-at-home flooring sales service, and their hardwood flooring refinishing is the very best in the Bay. Kitchen and bath design featuring American-made, well-born cabinets, and all work is done by employees, not subcontractors. Learn more at YeagerFlooring.com.
If you've been following That Business Show on Facebook and Twitter, you may have noticed the quality of some of our images. That's because one of our sponsors is pro photographer Rick Taseda, a member of the Professional Photographers of America. You can view his extensive work by going to his website at ricktaseda.com or call him for an appointment to chat about your photography needs at 813-641-4757. That's 813-641-4757. Rick Taseda Visuals. Call him for your next event or project. In an age when the good and the better vie for attention, it is the best that stands out. The best of Tampa Bay from Proudly Florida is the love story for the city of Tampa, celebrating success, sharing achievements, a tribute to enterprise and community spirit. Let Proudly Florida showcase your business to your city, your nation, and the world. For more information, email info@proudlyflorida.com and be sure to visit proudlyflorida.com.
Have you ever tried to buy a home for your family only to find out that you don't qualify for a mortgage loan? You thought that after 20 years as a customer of your bank, they would help you when you needed it the most, right? Unfortunately, the banks of today are not the banks of our parents and grandparents, and our relationships with them just don't matter anymore. My name is Frank Cotto, and I'm the president of the Lincoln Lending Group. We all may need a bank, but we also need a Frank, and that's what I'm here to do for you today. Lincoln Lending Group will waive all of your lending fees, which include your mortgage, application fee, your underwriting fee, processing fees, and any bank points. Just call 813-MORTGAGE. You drop the E, and we'll drop the fee.
Teresa Turner is a certified public accountant and the founder of Tax Happens, a boutique-style CPA firm providing small businesses and individuals with hands-on, personalized tax and accounting services. Although we would love to tell you how happy their clients are, we would like you to see for yourself. Tax Happens has 21 Google reviews and a 4.8-star Google rating, 17 Yelp reviews, and a 5-star Yelp rating, 38 Facebook reviews, and a 4.9-star Facebook rating. What sets Tax Happens apart is number 1, upfront pricing, 2, clear deadlines, 3, personally available year-round, and number 4, a willingness to empower clients to do as much or as little as they desire. Visit taxhappens.com for more information.
Savvy business owners utilize technology to connect with customers, communicate among teams, and collaborate with partners. Even with advances in technology, you all know it's not infallible. Where do you turn when your technology starts working against you? Who do you depend on to keep your team productive? Don't wait until your technology fails you. Get ahead of the crisis and contact the professionals at Alpha Computing Solutions so they can show you how to keep your technology running smoothly. Visit them online at www.alphacomputing.com.
From the RP Funding Traffic Network.
Delays in Pinellas County on northbound US 19 north of Klosterman due to a crash in a right-hand lane. Also still some slow traffic on southbound Veterans Expressway and State Road 60 approaching the West Shore area and northbound 275 just off the Howard Franklin Bridge into West Shore. Crash on southbound US 41 south of Hale Road, and a minor crash on southbound US 41 approaching College Avenue, State Road 674 in Ruskin. See traffic problems? Call the injury firm of Abrahamson, Uterick, Hillsborough Traffic Tip Line, 866-545-9595.
This report is brought to you by the Extragen Temporal Scanner Thermometer. So much has changed since you were a kid, but are you still taking your child's temperature the same way it was done decades ago? Your family deserves the best. It's time you upgraded to the Extragen Temporal Scanner Thermometer. Don't delay. Pick one up at Walmart or other fine retailers today.
Today, partly cloudy and dry with a high 84. Tonight, a cold front moves in, but just a 10% rain chance, low 59. Tomorrow, sunny and breezy, high 78.
You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Meloni on 1250 Wins WHNZ. Missed a show? Then head over to TampaBayRadio.com, where all shows are available on demand. Once again, here's your host, Jamie Meloni.
Now with Jamie and Kelly, where business becomes show business, talking to Law Smith, founder of Toka Baga Consulting. Learn more at tokaworks.com.
We talked a lot about, obviously you're an entrepreneur, Law. You're also, you are an entrepreneur and a comedian. And also you are involved really a lot with charity. And so how do you blend all of those together, and what tips and recommendations can you make for other small businesses out there to get involved?
Yeah, so this is more Katie's area, so I may just kind of pass the ball over to her, but we talk to a lot of small businesses that don't have a focus on where to. Every small business should have some kind of community cause. Doesn't matter what they're doing, doesn't matter who they are. It could be financial or it could be in kind.
Right.
But instead of spreading that out, I give $100 to Metropolitan Ministries or in $100 to Salvation Army, and then you spread that across. That's good, but there should be a business-focused way of doing it. On the personal side, you can do it that way, however you want. I feel like a business should have a focus and have that social contract, and I'll kind of divert over.
Yeah, well, it sounds like it'd be a great relationship for both the charity that you're working with and the business.
Absolutely, and you can use charitable contributions and charitable involvement as part of your marketing line item. So you're really using cause-related marketing, getting your business involved with the charity, not just saying you're doing it, but actually getting involved, getting your hands dirty. And what that's going to do for the rest of the community and your potential customers is elicit some trust and really get you and your brand elevated along with the charity that's doing great work.
Law, do you use your comedy business to attract clients to your consulting and marketing business too? Or is that completely separate?
It's strange. I try to tell people from the get-go because I'll use a lot of weird metaphors and stuff. So no, not up front because I know what I look like Spicoli's son. So like I know
them to take you seriously.
Yeah, well, I I do know a lot.
Spicoli's son. I just got that.
I look like Nicolas Cage in Con Air. Like, I know I'm already in a, like, I'm not wearing a suit. I'm not going to be your kind of what your general business primal way of looking at someone. So
but I think more and more people are accepting of professionals that don't have the suit and tie look. I mean, I think, if you're on the stage, you're marketing yourself. I mean, you can throw that out there. And
it works when you're genuine.
Well, right. That's the most important thing. I'm trying to be authentic, and basically my thing is like, we want to be in this middle ground. You don't want to be one of those super creative companies that is just a little too flaky and too artist-like, and I hate those companies.
Well, like better than everyone because I'm so creative.
Right, exactly. Like, I wear shawls everywhere I go, and like old school mid-century hats and stuff. Like, I don't want to be that kind of creative company. I also don't want to be too corporate where everything's so financial, so by the numbers, wearing pinstripes. So I kind of go in that middle ground. I try to explain to them, like I did earlier, like, stand-up helps me really look at things objectively. Also, it helps me see it from the customer's point of view. Here's how people really look at your ad on mobile. They're flicking upwards. This is why we're going to make your website kind of picture heavy.
You're always trying to identify with the audience.
Right.
So that's kind of giving you that
Right.
perspective. That's
so
cool.
it helps a lot as far as getting both sides of the coin. When you do jokes, you always try to look at the perspective. So here's how I thought about this. Here's how my wife saw me.
And how is the audience going to perceive you?
Well, yeah. How are they doing it? How did the dog see me? How did someone coming into the room see me? So you try to think about it from all angles to see where it's funniest, which helps a lot in business because a lot of people have poor communication habits. So you're trying to get something out of your employees, but they don't know that they're not saying it correctly, or they don't know how to get the most out of their employees by just kind of articulating it a little bit better,
We got about a minute left. When are you on the stage again locally here with some comedy work?
So we have the roast of Krishna Reddy, who is a scientist and comedian. That's Sunday, October 30th at Side Splitters Comedy Club in North Tampa. And that's he's leaving to get his PhD. He might already have his PhD, but he might be going – he's going to New York. That's all I know.
So you're going to roast him?
So there's a roast of Krishna Reddy. He's been one of my good buddies since I moved back here about 5 years ago. And then we have F Up Nights, which is
November 16th.
November 16th, which hopefully you can be a part of this time.
Yes,
and the Pig Jig, make sure everybody comes out to the Pig Jig this
Tampa
weekend
Pig
at
Jig.
Curtis Hickson.
TampaPigJig.com for tickets.
And use promo code OAR and get those for $25. Well, we got to wrap up the show. Law Smith and Katie, thank you both so much for being in studio. And again, you've been listening to That Business Show with Jamie and Kelly, where business becomes show business.
The preceding was a commercial program paid for by Meloni